Listen. Listen. You got promoted. Praise God for you. How many grandchildren you have? Baby, because there's opportunity through the obstacles. Grandmas, I need y'all to lean up in here real quick because y'all done lost y'all fire. Y'all done retired y'all OG card. Baby, this is the time to bring your OG card out so we can get these people together. Y'all know we spoiled these kids. Y'all know we did. Y'all know we spoiled these kids, girl. They came up with their own bathroom. I said bathroom. New follow. Come on, Mama T. Welcome, girl, welcome to the rock pile. Well, we kick the rocks with our shoes off if that's how we feeling. Okay? Welcome. Welcome to the rock pile, because all of us that missed the OG triple double, that got a social worker, CEO of FMB, she over here, she printing the t-shirts for King Jones' birthday, baby. Everybody got side hustles at this point. Okay? So if you got a business in this, if you have a whole business up over here, because I attract Care Bears, y'all care for everybody and their mama. I know what y'all doing. I know what y'all doing because we Care Bears. But we're starting to take care of ourselves. That's the new flex. Where my 50 plus squad at? When you messed around and find out that life really didn't pop off till you hit 50. Something about 50, the year of Jubilee, you say 2 peas in the bucket. Okay? So I'm telling you, you know we spoiled them kids. Yes, we did, sis. What's the favorite thing we say, sister social worker? We want them to have the life we never had. Baby, we messed up real bad. But that's okay. We don't live there. We can go back and change a few things. Let them have a tantrum. That's why we healed. See, when you heal, you can go ahead and switch the game up and let them pout, and you can put them in the headlock. I'm talking about them grown ones. We CPS over here, okay? We got CPS on the live. We ain't trying to get our kids snatched up and y'all eat them up and put them on y'all taxes. We love our kids. We do. Lord knows we love them. That's why we have heartache behind a knucklehead. But, okay? But I'm telling you right now, everybody is going up. Or you're going to get left. That's just the bottom line. I'm finna drop some stuff on y'all. Some of y'all acting like there's something new under the sun, all this madness going on, baby. You better look in your history books. You better go talk to your grandmama, your OG mamas and cousins and stuff that was born in a time where they can tell you, like say he's 78, broke it down in South Carolina, sitting there with the sign to say he got to drink from the fountain that says black only in his lifestyle. The only black man that worked for Chevron Oil Company back in the day. It's history all around you. So if you panicking, that means you ain't sat down and understood that all of this madness that's going on that got people in the ruckus. I'm talking to the Care Bear different because you know better. This is an opportunity for you to come out the gate with your skill set. You've been helping people, guiding them, giving them coping skills, tools. Some of y'all slaying resources. You got a good talking game, baby. You can go somewhere and never meet a stranger, bust out with 4 or 5 cars to help people. And you don't think that's a whole transferable skill? Y'all done lost y'all OG sauce. I know we miss our parents and grandparents and the good old days with the barbecue and the oldies and all of that. Who said you had to trade all of that community in? See, God is being God through the whole situation. Some of y'all gonna have to make amends with your family because y'all finna bunk up in them beds. Y'all finna make them kids some hot link sandwiches. You finna watch these kids. They finna pay you. I'm coming on here for the grandparents because really, I'm on Facebook too. But I told them, I'm charging for, I tell the youngsters, baby, I'm charging for everything. It ain't out of pettiness, but it's walking in your next level and mentoring them. See, you can charge your kids or your nieces and nephew that's grown just on the strength you're teaching them responsibility, turn around behind their back, saving it up for them, and they don't even know. You get what I'm saying? That's why if you're charging them $50 a month for rent, okay, is that really setting them up? Well, I don't want them to struggle like I did. Baby, get over yourself. They got more Amazon boxes dropped on the porch and you over here at the casino scratching your knee and your head hoping that you hit something. Pull it in. Pull it in. Don't nobody run circles around the OG triple double because we got it hard. We got it hard. We came up on the layaway plan. It taught us patience. We didn't know that at the time, but it gave you discipline. So how you gonna be out here on I want what I want when I want it, but your job just told you they're not giving you no raise, like period. The executives, powers that be, they on these big lavish trips for the tax write-off, and you sitting up over there halfway doing your job on TikTok all day. You ain't feeling it. You scraping yourself in there so you can get that check. You know how many days you can miss so your check can be straight so you can offset them bills. If that's you, it's time for you to level up for yourself. You should not wait until you get a write-up to decide that I'm going to activate the gift that God put inside of me. That's the reactive stuff that I've told you about. We wait till the envelope on the utility bill change because, oh, they serious. We wait till, oh boy, do what he do, and then you freak out. I know what it's like to be on welfare to work. Utilizing the Section 8 program. Went through all their classes to get my credit together to help me buy my first home. There's deliverance in the details. Nobody wants to read anything. You don't want to pay attention to the right things. Somebody been giving you the blueprint. And then we got a set of people don't move unless they're forced to. They panickers. I have a young lady right now that's coming out the gate showing you how to start your business and put it up properly. But people prefer to stick and stay parked where they at for whatever reason. Care Bears, I'm hollering at y'all different. Because you have been the go-to chick for so long that you haven't even kicked it with you in the cool minute. This is an opportune time. I'm not talking about capitalizing on the vulnerability of our country. I'm telling you to give yourself a pay raise so you can increase your impact and your income. People are screaming for your resources and your services and the guidance. You're not jumping on no bandwagon. You've been doing this from the gate. Before they even called it a major in college, you've been doing it. In the projects on the back porch, you was doing it when you was braiding people here. On the front porch, you guiding people. Where my relationship coaches at? Every time something pop off, call such and such so she good with giving you relationship advice. Where my financial person at? That person to budget that whole vacation down to the ground real good with money. You knew that one person in the hood that was good with money. It wasn't no banks. Baby, you knew that she wasn't going to spend your money. Put it in a little envelope, stashed it up. It wasn't no safe deposit box. It wasn't no fear that what if the house or apartment catch on fire? That person had the skill and ability and discipline with money. And everybody in the hood would go take their money to that person that was responsible. Just like you go to the shade tree mechanic. Until you upgrade it to a better car, they don't really know how to work with that engine. But we are resourceful people. Why you think we've been under attack? And the only way you're going to contribute to this world noise is if you minimize and fall and fold under pressure. Some things we just have to do. It's not about being comfortable. It's not about waiting till everybody else do something about the boycott and then you over here creeping and dipping and then you want the benefits of it. I'm talking to you guys because you're the pioneers that I attract. I coach those who lead. So the tools that you and I talk about here, it is our collective duty to go back to the camp called the address. It ain't enough to do it at your job. It's not enough to do it at the house, at the barbecue, at the Super Bowl Sunday. We can get together over that, but who having the wisdom parties, the wisdom and wealth parties? Who's having the Zoom links and say, hey, let me know what you're doing, what you got going on? Who's the barber of the family? You too busy. Well, you know, my nephew cut hair, but he lived way up in Chicago. Don't you know people in Chicago? Your sorority sisters over there, and you can't move the information to them because you got a narrow mind about where you sit? It ain't about you. For the Care Bears, it's about you prioritizing yourself. Don't get me wrong. But the information and the tools and the resources that we have, It's not necessarily like I'm always emailing out resources. People give me job opportunities to share with the community, retreats, ways to build your credit, ways to buy your home with the no down payment program. My job is done. Your job is done when you move the information forward. You can't go back and roll people, pick them up, take the notes for them, log in and log out. We had a cohort that started the peer support program. I gave it to a lot of people. The ones that's hungry, they follow directions. The ones that got 10,000 things going on and forgetting and all of that, they didn't prioritize the fact that if you make this a priority, your money situation going to be straight in 90 days. But you prioritize everything else. Don't live in guilt about it. Learn from it. Get up, cross, push it forward. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because the one thing I know, being around progressive people, it lights me up. It gives me fire, whether they're young, whether they're older, whether they're, in California, whether they're Black, whether they're brown, whether they're Native American, right? But are they a child of God? Because we don't sell our souls. That's why I was telling y'all over there when I was telling y'all about that little punk meeting I had. God knew I didn't need to be in that place. Knowing the climate of the country collectively, if you're a whole human being, you feeling this. And all of us, some of us weren't born during Watts riot and all of the things we heard about. And so we talked a good game when we heard about it. Now some of these things are slapping us or attempting to slap us and snatch us and put us in headlocks. And you never, ever downtown when they trying to vote to get another smoke shop in your community. You paid $500,000 for that California unit. Why they ain't got the smoke shops everywhere in northern part of town? Oh, baby, because they kids get lit too. The doctors and everything else get lit too. But you want this stuff where our kids come out to school, every time they turn to the right and the left, that's all they see. And these distressed commercial buildings being empty. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for the gifts. Put in the comments what type of business or something that you're doing. And it's not about because Nifty 50, but a game changer is 55. Is it? Go ahead on, Vicky. Some about 55. All right, I heard that. That's what I'm talking about. You know by now some foundational things. You know what I mean? You got to get back into falling in love with why God tapped you up on the shoulder. Like falling back in love with God loved you so much that he gave you these skills and ability. How many of you guys was raised in the hood where people just had natural skills and ability? Nobody really went to cosmetology school till later on, but people was doing jerry curls in the living room or in the kitchen. Projects didn't have no shower and all of that. Baby, they made a shower and rigged it up with a towel, tied it up, and it was a shower. So the situations is not far removed from our lived experience. And so what much more warnings, signs, and wonders do you need to have to make the main thing the main thing? I know so many amazing people that I said, Lord, entrust me with some change where I can be able to fund some private schools for our kids. I know some people that'll make some heck of administrators to open up our own schools by the time my grandkids go to school, the little ones. There's a local school in our area in Fresno, California, the Golden Charter School. The young man have a football background. He came back to his community. He didn't leave and go off and live on the island with everybody and forget his community. Baby, he have a very eclectic, amazing staff to the point my older grandkids on a wait list to get in his school. What if you was in a position to have the funding and write out a check to partner with him as a community leader and sow seed into his school? Them babies are smart. The staff members are there because they love what they do. They're not in a traditional school. I imagine he had to jump through hoops, resistance, all the discrimination, all of the isms and schisms and everything. But the Lord kept him going for the bigger work. And you're not gonna sustain anything if you got your hands in too many buckets and you're not doing the part that you're supposed to be doing. This is not a time to be testing our gangster. I'm telling you right now. Hey, twin. In Facebook, she was just in Mexico. So all of this mass deport, me and her is literally twins. She's my Hispanic homie. We got the same. Her name is Yvette. My middle name is Yvette. We have so much in common. She was just on vacation with her mom in Mexico. So I can't imagine what that might mean or represent for her family. This sister is over projects that help people go back to school, get a skill trade, nursing, pharmaceutical, trucking, anything you can name of. Her program that she oversees the budget for writes the check for people to go and get a skill trade. And she can tell you, we have a group chat of people that's out here on the front lines posting. They always sending me jobs. Hey, get these young people over here in the fatherhood program. We got some funding that drops. Send them over here. When they get done, let me show you what I found, twin. You know, when you go to cleaning and moving stuff around, I just literally did call myself trying to clean up a little bit. This the fatherhood card. You can't do nothing with it for the scammers that come through here. I'm not tripping because he already used the money down to the ground. But they sent him, you see on the card, fatherhood workshop. Twin, they sent it to him like y'all said. I think $200 or $50 or something. They wasn't even using this as a carrot. It's not like come and we'll give you $250. Come if you need support and find yourself and find some resources in brotherhood and skill trade and business and opportunities to be at the priority list of your certification programs and find you a sustainable job or business, all paid, no strings attached, no financial aid application needed. I told you these programs be pulling down federal dollars. Everybody take their piece of it. When it get down to your local county, girl, they done sliced it down. And then we on the ground moving, rallying folks up. I'm not a morning person. Oh, do they have something at night? Because I really don't sleep at night. Oh, they made weed legal. So the railroad job that's building the high-speed rail in California, I don't care what your doctor gave you. You gonna get this loan money and get healed and find another way to cope? Or you just gonna miss the opportunity? It's nothing personal. You got to make the decision. Ain't nobody finna decide for you. Our job is to give you the resource. Your follow-through game, I'm telling y'all as leaders, I'm getting at y'all in a way that I'm talking to people over here on the ground moving. Not over on the ground moving right here in California, but when I'm online pressing people to interrupt a program that does not align with what God is saying. Ain't no need to sit up and watch this clown sign executive orders with his crackhead self. Because God has the final say. Y'all need to quit praising the problem and go to the problem solver, because we in spiritual warfare, in case you didn't know. And like our bishop said Sunday, you think we're going to get through spiritual warfare with motivational speaking and motivational self-talk and yoga and Pilates, baby, you done. I'm going to stop right there. Hello, lights. Hello, lights. So can't nobody tell me nothing about we need the village. It takes the village. I got village people right here staring at me on this Facebook. I got village people right here. Y'all village people. I'm talking to the village right here as Care Bears. And y'all come to me stressed out, burnt out. No follow-through game for yourself. For the 100th year. How they gonna get the lesson if you keep bailing them out? Heal so you can take a no and not be driving home with all of these mind thoughts about what you said. Well, I don't want my kids to think, by the way, their daddy wasn't there. So I don't want my kids to be thinking, you scared that they might say something that you lightweight believe? Is that what we're talking about? And you can always tell, because if they hit you in the space and you ain't healed in that area, I've been there, girl. I ain't talking at you. I'm talking with you, sis. You be like this. Y'all know we shouldn't be saying these nasty things that'll mess them up for 30 years. We don't do that. Lord, we've been close. You don't call your child no B and all of this and that. If you went there already, go on and make that right. But I'm just, we don't throw venom. We fighting spirits. And the fatherhood program, this is a leader in Facebook that writes the checks. Me and twins, so twinish. We got the same birthday, same mortgage. Girl, we've been through some stuff, haven't we, twin? She say the fatherhood program, we became family once you enroll. Exactly. My son completed her program. This is card, twin. They blessed them with money. They can go to the front of the line and get their skill trading certificates. Your follow through game, I'm telling y'all, Care Bears, put them on notice. That's why I'm telling y'all, when y'all come into mentorship and we open up the vault of resources and you have clients and they really ready, we don't judge folks. That's what people got to understand. I have people that bail out. Well, I think this person gonna be. No, I'm not mad at all. I'm talking I'm a loud person anyway. So when I'm speaking on here, my passion come out. And unless you ask a question to get clarity, you may assume, dang, she just whatever. But if you don't get that understanding, you're going to leave off with misunderstanding. I got thick skin. I had people say, you know what, you talk pretty loud. Now, I'm not going to change my range like a puppet, don't get me wrong, but you can start practicing and being courageous with our truth. Like, you know what, something you said struck me away. And I don't know if I took it the wrong way, but for my respect for you, I don't need an audience with this conversation, but can I let you at break? It's not for you to go, well, you know, twin said, she whoop-de-whoop-whoop. Oh, twin, over in Facebook, you the moderator in our group. Can you share this in our group? Final judgment comes from our gracious God. Thank you for reminding us of that. I think God, and people don't understand that God is getting our families to talk. Our Black and brown people is coming together, understanding we have a lot in common, more than differences. We are not out here doing universal assumptions that all Blacks is this and all Hispanics is that and all whites is that. But right now, if you are in leadership and you have not went around that office to do some soul check-ins with your team, then you miss an opportunity to lean in. If you hit them with emails left and right, deadlines due, chase down the people, do this, do that. Oh, by the way, Friday is the potluck. And you wondering why y'all get there, ain't nobody in there. They don't want to be in there with you. You missed and not even discerning the fact that that employee is heavily depressed. She there because she need that check to pay them bills. Her heart is not in it anymore. And as a leader, you're going to have to pray in this season. We need to be praying in season and out of season. But, you know, people pick and choose when they want to pray. That's why I made sure I don't want the lazy, forgetful people praying for me. If I'm on my dying bed or I'm going under surgery and stuff, and I got a whole list of people on my phone that's forgetful, baby, I'm not finna call you. It's nothing personal. I need somebody. This is a life, not their Outlook schedule. And I'm sure you would say the same if I was lackadaisical. That's why I know me. I heard from Rachel. I hope she come back and watch the replay. She done let's move to Texas. She said she learned as a young person when her daddy trained her up, get in a habit when people say, can you pray for me? Pray with them in the moment because you will forget. The enemy will make you forget. Stop and pray with them in the moment. And I don't think she realized when she told me that she was a teenager, and I took what her daddy taught her, Brother Hamilton. And I took that and I learned from that. God used babes, teenagers, babies to speak to us. And I bet you she don't remember that she told me that, and how I really remember. Even for Super Bowl Sunday, she come, if she was still in California, she'll pull up. She always bring all these rolls of toilet paper and all of these things. She said, because my dad said, sounds like a daddy girl, right? My dad said, you know, a lot of people bring dishes for all of the parties and the Super Bowl parties, but everybody gonna be going back and forth in that bathroom, right? So even though you might be discouraged as a parent, as we all do on the journey, our babies is listening to us. And this young lady right here, I'm going to tell you, she and I and a team of other people was hired on the team for Welfare to Work to offer mental health services, because in California, they would sanction people welfare checks. They would sanction people welfare checks because they wasn't going out looking for a job. So they made some policies that said, hold on, we have too many young parents, men and women, depressed, schizophrenic, undiagnosed, anxiety through the roof, post-traumatic stress disorder, have a baby, you have some postpartum mixed with some stuff. They're dealing with their toxic mama issues, or they single parenting. There's a wab of single black dads out here. I'm so glad for this fatherhood program. Some of you guys, I don't know where you live, but there's an epidemic of women, young millennial moms, that prefer to work till their bodies drop than to be a primary caretaker. We always say, I'd rather them acknowledge that than to put these babies in dumpsters that we had on the journey, right, twin? And we got to really be mindful that when people tell us their truth, that you don't shame them in the way that they go back to putting them at the dumpster. It takes a lot of courage on either side to say, I don't think I have it in me. And there's a lot of Black and brown single dads raising babies and doing an amazing job. So when I'll be at these meetings and I'm saying that there's homeless shelter for single women, and the Lord put that on my radar, the Lord put things on your radar, and you complaining about it and that don't make no sense, that's a sign that God is showing you, I want you to be in that lane right there. Go open up that pathway. I'm going to give you kingdom resources to make them aware that what we see, we have a lot of brothers coming out raising their children. They're not deadbeat dads that we've been on that bandwagon for years. And that's discriminatory, even to the point if a brother go down and apply for aid, for example, they want their whole birth certificate, their testicles and everything else. So there's some things when we're talking about, there's some things that you have been privy to. And a lot of you guys minimize your gift and ability because you're waiting on the people to create the program. Tag your it, my love. Sis right here will tell you. She's sitting in rooms and looking at budgets. She know what month we're in. She know when stuff in the roll out. She know what they have. She know what they can do and all of this stuff. There's not a third party. God has taken us from that project. And she would tell you. Well, I'm going to say the Lord used us for, I would not have met this individual and all the other, our Fab Five friend. We were on that project for that Welfare to Work program where they said, you know, I'll be off course, but I'm going to will it back in. So policy and procedures was put in place that says, why do you sanction a woman? I think, how much in California do these families get for a family of 2 or 3? Back in the day, you get $689 for a family of 3 on cash aid. The cash portion was $689 back in the day. I'm told it's about, in fact, hold on. Oh, I can't, I'm using the phone that have the chart on there. I think it's a little over $1,012. Okay. So if you have rent, this is way before the rent just jumped up. So you got $1,012 cash with 3 kids. They're going to give you the child care to look for a job, or you have to go get a skill trade. The system don't support you going to get a bachelor's and you sure not finna be supported to get a master's. Their whole goal is to help you get a at least minimum wage job so you can get more than that $1,012 a month and move forward. On your own, you can go get your Title IV-E. For some of y'all, I'm recruiting y'all to go into the social work program, amen. But their whole job is not to have you be paid to go get a bachelor's. I was a job specialist. That's one of the things I used to tell people, because they like, I don't want to go to work. I just want to bust through and get my bachelor's, my master's, have y'all pay for the child care, had a mama do the child care in her name, run that money through. We give you a voucher for your gas. If your car break down, they had a whole voucher where you go to a certain car shop, you can get it together. You go to the other highway patrol place and get you free car seats. Then we stack some food stamps on there. Okay, and then you go and apply for your financial aid, which is not considered income. And if you play your cards right and sit your butt down, you can tap into those dollars. Just like I'm telling them, you see the loan, I don't want no loans. What do you think an unsubsidized loan is? Did you ask? Because, baby, I was in financial aid office asking some pivotal questions. Oh, unsubsidized and subsidized. Subsidized, if you end up getting in the industry after you graduate college, as long as you're serving at-risk youth or those in need, every year that you're at that agency or that job, we will forgive your loan. Oh, I'm a social work major. It's off the ripple. I'm going to be serving folks. Run me that subsidized money too. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to Wall Street Journal with an MBA when I'm up out of here. Run that too. OPM, other people money. Get up out of here with that. You're not asking questions. You'll be amazed at what you're sitting on. But we always say, when that program came through, they looked for a diverse clinical team, therapy team, to be on the journeys with these parents instead of sanctioning their checks, meaning you getting your check cut because you're not out looking for a job. So you penalizing people for being depressed. Anybody that suffer with or have been through a depressive situation, you know you're lucky if you get up and wash your butt and your hair, because sometimes you're so depleted. Hey, Sister Tamara, and Maggie Kelly and Tofi, sometimes you're so depleted and so exhausted, and you have a system that's taxing you, and then you have the little babies that's supposed to be at school at this time, and their little mama going to preschool got to be picked up at this time. Mama walking to get this one, all while managing her depression. So you have people on the ground, social workers, different people, social workers, a very, very broad career scope. You have people in policy and making laws and policies that really challenge. How are you going to penalize a person who's mentally ill? So that's where it came, where, okay, instead of penalizing them, hey, Amanda and Debbie, instead of penalizing these parents, part of your welfare to work activity would be, go consider getting therapy with Twin over here. Let's go identify the mental health barriers to employment. So this agency has historically served the Asian American population. They got the grant, because y'all should be on these email lists for these government grants and proposals. Ours in California, Central California, is called a RFP, request for proposal. That means when you're on their email list, the federal in DC drop all of this stuff that y'all see. It goes down to the state capital of your state. And me being in California, it goes to Sacramento, the state capital. They pinch their little money off of it. Sacramento take their issue, because y'all see this dope game? And then they get that money off Sacramento, take their little issue off. And it's not little issues. We're talking about millies. Okay, then you get the little crumbs back to your county. And then your county want to slice it down and then get your beautiful self to work it all down while they play administrative trade lines with the money. So what happened, Twin? We get in there. I'm the only Black therapist. Okay. I'm not going to say a whole lot wide open because I'm too mature for that. A lot of y'all in my mentorship classes, all the students, y'all know. Because I take y'all on the journey. What is the turning point of your life that you watch so many holes in the system that you're going to actually realize that God is showing you these different things, not to sit up on Friday to nag about it. You're the solution to the holes in the system. If we wouldn't have been there on that journey, the Fab Five that came out of there, I think we were the older bunch, right, twin? We still good friends to this day. And let me just tell you enough to tell you this. This was, twin, was this during COVID, right? When we went over there on that project? I always ask her. We all each other references, baby. We reference check each other. Don't mind this microwave. I'm gonna clean tomorrow for y'all that's judging how this kitchen is what it is, baby. I bet you I'm far from being nasty, but I'm not. I was gonna get up, but I'm gonna set myself down. I'm looking at it now, and it's actually annoying me. Whatever that is, like fingerprints. But don't miss the message. You get what I'm trying to say? So basically, that was during COVID. I mean, that was pre what? Okay, 2019. Okay. We got stories. Girl, we need to go on and write this book. I said I was going to write one about the CPS department. Me and Mary said it's going to be called The Department. We don't die, we multiply. Child hellfare. But we survive. I just get concerned, and I'm praying that more and more of you guys that go to college and get your degree, please consider social work. Because as we are retiring out, they're not really being replaced with the right people that's called for that. Sis over here, child welfare, amazing person. She tried her best to get children in foster care placed with relatives as much as possible. She has to go through all the checks and balances and make sure people see when the system get involved. You got to play by their rules. You got to have, this dresser. You got to have drawer. You have spacing. Your uncle over here with some history laid up on your couch. Now he got to be fingerprinted. But if you know your family is funky and foul and need to be held accountable to do right by them kids, and you know this already, one of her departments is say, come over here and talk to me. Because if we can make a safety plan and these kids are straight, we ain't got to go through all of this. But again, we go back to being reactive. They have some money that they can give you without counting your income. You can be a six-figure earner on your job. And I know it's hard to take somebody else's kids in. I'm not talking about uproot your life. But please don't wait till after the fact and sit at the meeting talking about you knew this baby was going through that. But back to, okay, we were hired, then went out on COVID. Okay, so we were hired. Thank you for reminding me, twin. We were hired, and the whole idea was we have a diverse team. We all college educated. We the youngers with the old ones. We had what did they call it? What job title they gave the team you was on? Was it a wellness coach? Wellness coach. I think we had 2 Asian therapists. I'm the only Black female we had. Oh, baby, I'm just going to summarize it like this. Babe, was it $9 million? It was $9 million, y'all, on this project. We sitting in meetings and orchestrating everything before they start hiring folks. We go in there. I'm like, okay, this is how I know my people. Like Black and brown, Asian, whatever. It's not all like there's a cultural fiber that I feel comfortable laying on the table, not assuming that all Black people is the same, right? Some of us can't stand certain things. I don't eat seafood. Like, it's the stigma that we're all the same in all races and cultures and ethnicities sometimes. So we mapping it out. I'm getting excited. Baby, they had one of the young girls in charge of ordering and buying furniture from elaborate furniture stores. Baby, they plushed it out. Didn't they, twin? Girl, one of the directors, he called his friend. He's Asian. We ain't going to say no names because we too mature for that, but we recognize and game. Baby, they was spending that $9 million down to the ground. Had his wife friend, who's an interior decorator, went to school for interior design, an Asian woman. I'm going to give it to her, though. I'm going to give it to her. She decorate her butt off. He wrote his wife best friend into that grant. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, if your friend is putting in the bid and it's at max because you telling her the max budget on there, that's your friend. You telling her to write the proposal up based on the max. But in business, you trying to maximize the budget, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Child, we ain't gonna even talk about the catering. We ain't gonna even go there, twin. We got to asking questions. Okay, we having all of these little, what was it, parties for the people. People start coming in with their kids. They starting to trust mental health, and it was just beautiful. Lives being changed, God restoring families, fathers getting jobs. Amen. They like, I should have tried therapy before. I never knew therapy was like this. Twin them would go out. People have car issues, take them to the appointments. Homeless people camp out in front of the place. They were so respectful, get up early in the morning, start helping the gardener, hose it down. The director told him, he said, don't mess with them. They very respectful. They always get up and clean up in front of the building. No problem. We're not going to cause no problems. Child. They went in. How many cars did they go get, twin? They went and got some company cars. Child, they spending that money down to the ground. They went and got some cars, friends. How many cars did they get, twin? In total? Girl, let me just, she over here cutting up. Remember, they asked you to train us on how to be. Wait a minute. I can't make this stuff up. See, this is healing for us. All of us in here talking. We can't make this stuff up. This is therapeutic. Twin over here reminded me, y'all. I wish y'all could see her comments. I'm not telling you to break up with Facebook and come over here on the tickety top. 12 cars. Now, you said we got on that project, right, the year before COVID, right? 12. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Y'all, 12, was it Toyota's, twin? Whatever year it was a year of those cars. So basically, they got 12 cars. Brand new Toyotas, y'all. They tapped us on the shoulder. Let's go out of town. We need about 12 of y'all to come to drive these new cars back, because y'all, they're going to be doing home visits, pulling up on people. You know, people going through. You're depressed. You probably won't come to the office because you got to get the kids ready, blase, blase. We like, we impressed? No. Y'all know about supporting in your own area, right? Because the tax is taxed on your local area. That money in the tax goes to your local economy. Right? That's why the area we live in, I'm a big woman, so I would always go to LA and get my plus size clothes, because y'all know LA got the clothes for us. That's where I'm from. So when I came here, I'm like, if somebody have a whole clothing business in here for plus size people that don't want Catherine's or Lane Bryant, oh baby, they gonna be straight, because I'm gonna be a straight customer. So I had learned way back then about how the tax worked, and we keep spending in LA, and then until all of this online stuff came. But I'm over here like, why are we going out of town in vans to each one of us drive back? And remember, they told us to pick the car, twin. Y'all know me, I love moonroofs. I love black cars and moonroofs. But no, well, we want the director to be able to have, well, he's supposed to be at these meetings. He halfway can see. You said to pick the car. They running y'all like it's on Price is Right. They running on the lot like we really won the car, like that little scam that Oprah did. Remember that, twin? She said it was a Toyota Corolla. Yes, it was. Greg never had a brand new car in my life that was the same year. Girl, they was spitting that money down to the ground. Can I tell y'all what we found out? Somebody say, tell me, Tasha. Somebody say, tell me. Put it in the comment. We need some engagement over here, and tap the screen and make me feel good about myself. Girl, somebody say, tell me. Let me tell you why we went down the road. So can somebody guess why we went down the road? Baby, they wonder why we cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We done survived some things. They don't see your comments over here. I'm gonna see if they finna guess. Girl, please. I'm finna do my commercial break song with y'all. I'm telling you. Can y'all guess? Girl, we got one girl tell me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And you know, FMB, you got stories to tell. You see how liberating it is to just talk stuff out. And see, the Lord put us together that we was bouncing off that crazy in real life time. We was peeping game. It's 5 of us. We all still get together for Christmas. We go out to Twins and swim. We see her kids off to high school and college, good, bad, and indifferent on our journeys. You know I'm gonna string y'all along like the TV do. It's y'all commercial break. Here it goes. That's what we're doing. We're having fun. Funny how time flies when we having fun. Okay, girl. Y'all know that one dramatic friend that don't get nothing done at the office. She see the clients because she good with the clients, but that paperwork she not gonna get done. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know. Baby, they had us going down there out of town to get these Toyota Corollas. And I don't care 2 licks. I'm free. So if they come slide back over here, they ain't gonna do nothing but get a whole bunch of keys if they want to sue somebody. What you gonna sue me on? I never said the name of the place. I'm calling the spade a spade, and I've been selling it. Okay, because I'm telling y'all this for a reason, baby. $9 million budget. That's a whole lot of money, Frankie. Well, that is the head person, a family member is the general manager at Toyota out of town. And if you go ahead and let me see. But y'all back? Okay, the TikTok told me my timer. I set my timer on social media. Just say, hey, Pepper and Pam, we got the PPs in here, Melinda and Sandra. Girl, he went out of town because his family member is a general manager of sales over at Toyota out of town at an undisclosed location. And 12 brand new cars, what that commission was like. I already told you what decorator way Martha Stewart type invoice that was. We ain't even got to the food and the budgeting and all of the little parties they was having. We ain't gonna even get there yet. 12 brand new cars. Plush cars, baby. So they was getting kickbacks all the way around. We're watching this go down. I'm saying, And we don't have time to tell you what happened to the cars with whatever. So let me fast forward that. Okay, so that's greasing the pockets on the decorating thing. Them suckers is plushed out. We ain't talking about Big Lots furniture in the places either. They was going to Wayfair, Ashley Stewart's, some companies way off ship. Girl, big old bold pieces that you would put in your $500,000 house, the whole 9. Now, y'all be talking about these people be eating lettuce wraps and all of this other stuff and sitting on cots and sitting in Indian style on the floor. Baby, these younger generations, baby, please. Okay. Now, Twin want me to remind y'all that remember when they asked you, Tasha, train us how to be black? I can laugh now, but you remember that? Did I get it out clear, TikTok? Okay, Twin just reminded me. Remember when the peoples? Do we call them people, Twin? Are they considered people? Do we say people? What was that? We wouldn't have never met those. That was a divine thing. So remember, they asked me to train them on how to be black. Because one of the things that happened, and one of our peers, we will not say any names, held them accountable in the court of law and successfully won. That's why I tell you guys, we're smart people. Together, we lock arms together, and God will show you to go forward and advocate. And they messed around and found out. because they had to pay a check. A young man who was homeless, who has been camping out in front of the place for months and months and months, we were told. They said, well, you know, we have the homeless issue in front of the building. Don't worry. They're pretty friendly. They're pretty good about, you know, getting up before the building open. We have our gardener person come with the hose, and they're very helpful. They even help him hose down the place. We never call the cops because these are just amazing human beings. You remember that, twin? This young man, who happened to be African American, had a meltdown, if you will. They criminalized him, meaning the front office called the cops. Now, let's rewind back several weeks before that. I don't know if you remember, twin. There was an Asian young lady who had a mental breakdown, because this place owns almost the whole complex. They went ahead and de-escalated, did all the steps that you do when someone is having a psychotic break. No police. You got the medical. You have the paramedics come, rightfully do what they do. She probably was 5150, stabilized on her meds, went home, and that's it. 2 weeks later, African American male, something similar. He's we were told later that he was actually a client coming in there sometimes to get some resources for a job. Remember that, twin? Because our other peer was not having it. We was coming in from lunch, and we was witnessing some things that caught our attention. Come to find out, they criminalized this man. They called the police. The secretary was running outside talking about he has a criminal history. So not only are you having a psychotic break, you have ran his license, you have ran his information, ran outside screaming and hollering, talking about he got criminal history. Police out there put him in the, am I lying, twin? Put him in a police car. Now, our peer, who's a pistol up in these streets, she do not play. She intervened. Anybody that know, when you out there and you get, you experience some things, in this work, we're not about, oh, this my lunchtime. They ain't got nothing to do with me. No, that's not how we get down. That lunch can get stale and old when you see this level of what I'm just describing to you. So when we're talking about collective trauma and heartache and ripping and all of the circus mess going on now, the discrimination and the racism and the blatant, baby, this is all like these is in the cracks and crevices. And now our Black and brown people are saying we're more powerful together. We're starting to understand each other, right? So remember that, twin? So you violated this person. That's just like you getting a whole breast exam, pap smear, and they looking up something else. Or like even in our work, if we on the experience with someone, and you can be on America Most Wanted, you can have a warrant out for your arrest. In our work, your role is straight mental wellness. If you sitting up here telling us that you have, some warrants or the police looking for you, you can turn around and sue. Because my role is not to help the police find you. We're glad that you coming in here to get the tools you need to deal with this level of pressure. So for y'all that's new in the industry and somebody telling you, and this is what's going on with this mass deportation, the issue that y'all see in front of us right now, that's trying to press social worker, therapists, or service-based public servants, that when a person that's undocumented is on your radar, you're supposed to call us and let us know. Oh, baby, we come from a different era here. Because our era is like, I don't care what y'all make by way of law and policy. I'm not finna do these people like that. That's not my job. It took us, people of color, years to be able to trust going to a therapist. Because historically, systems has not been favorable for people. We tell the truth about me and James fighting, and all of a sudden, here go white van trying to take my kids. So me as a Black woman in this work, I recognize that. That's part of what our intellectual property was at the table, designing what we thought would have been a very fruitful model of a multicultural team, which we still have in our sister and brotherhood with the team that God has allowed us to still be really, really close friends. But they over here playing with this money. And that is not far-fetched. That's what people do. That's why we press you guys. Oh, that's my imaginary pseudo name that I use when I'm describing a guy. I might say James Charles or William. I know my cousin James in the Bay, he's like, why you gotta keep saying James? But you get what I'm saying? So this social worker over here in TikTok, she can relate to that. So you have people on jumping on grants. As you can see, this was a $9 million grant. I don't know about you, twin, but we grew in policy to see how the budgets worked. I don't know how long I was there before y'all came, but that's part of why I wanted to be a part of the project, because I wanted to, expand my skill set. I only knew how to be in courts and child welfare, in and out of court, up and down California freeways, getting kids placed, all of that drama, just heaviness. You didn't know it was heavy until you stepped out, because it was a norm for us, right? Until you step off the rat race. So I was like, you know what? I need to go up higher. I need to, kind of get my feet in policy and see how you design and structure those things. It was a very good experience. But yeah, they really asked, and that's where that came from, right? That young man. That young man, our friend that's a pistol, saw this. We put the lunch in the thing, threw it on the table, went out there. She said, hold on. She intervened and she went to de-escalate the situation. And she was like, I see him every day out here. He's respectful. Let me talk to him, and pressed her way, because anybody that's called to the work, you got to be able to hold your ground with the officers and still be complying with the law, because you don't ever want them to switch it somewhere else. And you always want to have a witness. So remember, twin, he ended up opening up to her, and he in his psychotic break, and you got him handcuffed. But 2 weeks ago, okay, this is nothing new under the sun as well. He ended up sharing with her, you guys, our friend, that his mom had passed away. And his mom lived across the street in some apartments, and the mom was still in the apartment, deceased, waiting on the corners to come. But his siblings wouldn't let him see his mama in that house, in that apartment. So it just took him, understandably, over the edge. The beautiful thing of this is he had identified this shopping mall where the place is at as his safe place to get away from it, because he could have easily took his sister's head off and reacted in the way that he was feeling in the moment. So that's a powerful move when you know you heated and your back is pressed. Your mama in that apartment, unalive, like gone. And because his lifestyle or whatever it is, you're going to make it like he's not worthy enough to go see his mama laid up in that apartment. So it took him on one. So he came to the safe place that he made a home on that sidewalk. Remember, twin, our peer was able to get that out of him and really take him down, because he was up here, understandably. And then you saying he got warrants for some petty stuff, some little petty unpaid track, something petty. Like, it doesn't matter about what that is. When somebody in the mental breakdown, you don't go pulling up medical. It's a medical issue. It's not criminal. How old is the wig? I don't know. Go ask your mama. I don't care if it's not given. Why are you here? Why are you here? And that's the beauty of freedom. You show up in a way that works for T. Because I'm always run circles around you internet clowns, keyboard gangster. Okay, don't come for me today. Y'all weird. If I got moderators in here, get the clowns out. That's funny. So basically, yeah, that's what that was. It's something in our history, in our journey, that I will never, ever forget. And so that's just an example. Like, when you see something, you experience something, you call to intervene and advocate, even when it's not popular, even when it's not, what everybody else would be doing. So those were some times, and thank you. That was a good laugh in terms of what that experience was like. And so this is what we see when we see the collective trauma of the things and the fights and the I'm gonna make FMP a moderator so we can get the haters out of here, because I don't want to lose my salvation behind these clowns, and I don't want to say something that make people go hit that San Francisco bridge, because I'm very well capable, and I don't want to be known for that. But they come in packs. They come in packs, and that's what they do. They here to distract, and they won't win. Hey, Miss Crystal Clear. So basically, that was a journey. And then, like, when you take out time, let's see, for us even remembering, we can laugh about it. We band together. We was trading off, right? We was supporting sis. We continue to support each other. And thank you so much, FMB. And so that alone, like, make you feel like, dang, don't that feel good when you talk about it and you laugh? Sometimes you cry. And so you start to think, like, you know what? We always say this. All in all of us, I can't remember when we got a call. I think it was on a Friday. Was it on a Friday? Because we got shut down for COVID. So we started doing telehealth from home. I want to say it was on a Friday. There was an emergency meeting at 3:00. I want to say, I remember it. It was kind of like late in the day on a Friday. I could be wrong, but you could tell me if I was wrong. So you get a call that, which people start showing up more because telehealth, you don't have to get the kids dressed. You don't have to comb your hair. It's just more easier. So you have more people just saying, hey, this is really convenient. This is working. And we were happy not to be able to, have to get in the car, warm the car up, get dressed, and all of those things. So we get a call, you guys, I think a Friday about 3, or email that said there was an emergency meeting. Mind you, all of us used our intellectual property, help, drive out some ideas on how to reach the people and do the amazing things that we know that we're doing together as a team. All right. So the first thing we thought, because the grantor that's paying for all of this stuff, AKA the county system, they drive everything about how things need to be done. So we get on this Zoom call and we get an announcement. Y'all ready for this? Hey, Miss Crystal Clear and Nancy and San and George. Did we have less than 30 days, twin? Less than 30 days that there would be layoffs because the program funding was yanked away and there was no more funding. Am I lying, twin? To add to the situation, twin was off because twin was having fun decorating. Was it holiday time? And twin had a little owie, a serious owie on her ankle. You fall off a ladder and like that was painful. So imagine you have this freak little thing. You're off work when this meeting is taking place. Was you even in that meeting? She said yes, and we still stand together, and I was out on a medical leave. Okay, so she wasn't even on the Zoom meeting. The cold part about it. She's off recovering from, just imagine, like I was telling you, we got some people that's going from in the morning you was good, afternoon your back is locked and you can't move. The morning you putting up your tree, boom, you fall and you got some serious pain and having to do surgery. So you off. You know how it is when you off, you got to get disability and all of the little paperwork, your little hours, all of that. So we did this call on a Friday at 3:00 that, yeah, the program funding is gone. In the midst of all of this, I want to say that when we were doing telehealth, they invested in another building. In the process, why would you buy another building or lease another building and go on the lease when the building that we have, the primary building, which they have a lot in that area, but the primary building is not even being used because everybody is working from home. That's what was going on. And then when we get off the call, one of our other peers, who's a pistol and has a history in nonprofit world, she challenged them on the call and said, that is not how grant funding works. That's not how county contracts work. I have an extensive history in nonprofit. This is a bunch of, you know what, like there's no way that it's going to just gradually be yanked away and leave all of these families that we build trust and rapport with and go on a journey with them, that you're going to say that it's going away. They start stuttering. She started following up. She was not pressed into all of that resistance. She started hitting them left and right, left and right, left and right. Because even if you have corrective actions you need to make with a county contract, you have a window to get it all together. You will not abruptly just terminate it in the middle of it. The whole part of it is, I'm telling y'all, what we experience is y'all wanted us at the table to use our intellectual property to build out something so y'all can have fun with it, lay people off. And I kid you not, one of our babies that's a part of our team is Asian, like their same race and culture, I would say, or similar or something. But they said the money was gone. And by then I've been through. Remember I was telling you, twin? I was like, this is one of my revenue streams, because I've seen this down through the years. Social worker in here, she know we've been having conversations about having multiple revenue streams down in them county cubicles, just talking about how this stuff works. All of this, like this full circle. I was just like, wow, people got house payment, car payments, people starting their new families, new babies, but they over here with all of this. And then they told the people, bring all those new cars back. If you have them parked at your home, go ahead and bring them back because the funding is gone. One of our peers got a phone call. Do you know that they were selling those cars to employees in the program? She said, when was we supposed to know? This was our program cars. Why did the other programs with the people that look like you running up to the car talking about they got dibs on the car? Well, you got to have your own financing. So you assuming that, baby, I can't even say, girl, now that the Lord bringing it to me, I'm like, this is wild. But this is the context of the work. And some of y'all may not know this or wasn't privy to it, because I certainly wasn't when I worked in other systems. But this was my first time seeing hands close how this stuff was playing out. And then when they had the food stuff, let's say you a supervisor in one unit, and there's a big old fundraiser that bring in a crap load of money. I'm not going to even put the numbers out there, but it's not some change, right? It came down to the point where if you a supervisor in this same program getting payroll off of these people, then you as a supervisor can also put in an invoice to cater. And they running you, how much was it? 10 bands? It was significant. So crystal clear in this example, that means you're double dipping. That means you're getting paid by the person and now you're a vendor. Double dipping. That's not how you operate that. And you're a nonprofit. That's as the kids say, that's diabolical. You and I wouldn't get away with that. Nor should we want to, because we serve unto God. The reason why I took time to explain that to y'all, because A, people will use you for your intellectual property. They will draw down funding and they will get it and they will play with it and shop with it and all of that. And they have no vested interest in the people you serve. And this break a lot of y'all down like me and Twin was. But we all said at the end of the day, we learned that nothing's going to be a fruitful agency, program, or service until you create it. Because it wasn't no accident that God allowed you to see what you see, and you've seen it several times. It frustrates you. You question whether or not you're in the right industry. You're in the right industry. He's showing you the leaks in it. And now you're supposed to take what you know and you go make it. You don't have to move all the moving pieces, right? You know peer support people. You know people that can get out here and be wellness coaches, right? Didn't mean you got to build it all wild and big. But what if you just had something straight from your home right now, or group economics, you and twin get your numbers together, you pull some equity off your house, or do what you got to do. Get your business credit with Sabrina. Do what you got to do. You need to be in a setting to cultivate your gift. You need to be in a setting in good company of God-fearing people that can help you cultivate your gift. Your way of thinking is so narrow, and you're hanging around draining spirits that all you think about is a quick fix. You need to think global. You can't think global if all you know is this. That's why I start moving around. I went on vacation one time, and me and the other person was the only one that had to come back right away. And I'm asking my first cousin and her friends, I'm like, where this one going? I didn't know this, but I guess people in the Starbucks industry and leadership, they go to South Africa and pick the beans and all of that. And it's major, like corporate stuff over there. Then other friend, high earner in the hotel industry, building out hotels, 38 years old, worked 6 months out of the year. After we left, we all went to the same airport. They was going to London. They was going to be gone for 2 months on a vacation type thing. I'm like, I done found my tribe. Meanwhile, we like, dang, we got to get there early. We can't miss this, because when you get off, you only got one day, then you got to get back to the grind. That's when I knew. I'm like, you know what? I was like, this is the kind of lifestyle I want. Be able to serve, hire, the freedom and flexibility that you and I deserve. What are you envisioning for yourself? We have fires in Altadena here in California. People know people. Friend Honey, her brother-in-law and sister lost their home. Countless other people I know lost their homes. I was meeting with another friend who said her son-in-law works for an industry. I forgot the name of the company, but Cher and Barbara Streisand home is over there. And the company he worked for, they make exotic fish tanks. Exotic fish tanks. Like big time fish tanks in multi-million-dollar homes company. He's a salesperson for it, but one of their rental homes or something over there burnt as well. Well, they getting expedited insurance access to rebuild their home. The average person over there that lost their home that don't have that kind of money, they putting on hold. They getting put on hold. Y'all remember when this kitchen burnt where I'm sitting at? You got to go through so much red tape with insurance companies because they're not in the business of paying invoices. They in the business of collecting our premiums. When it's time for them to pay to remodel something, oh baby, they send you. They treat you like you a bald-headed stepchild. What you say, twin? Amongst people with the same mindset, positivity, and manifestation. Yes, and twin's been having a big vision about something. God shows her things. She can go by, drive by a certain building and notice certain things, and just he gives her the vision of like, I can see this happening as a one-stop shop. And she speaks about it with so much passion. She speaks about it. She can see herself serving. We're all growing spiritually. Right? And I don't know, she make the best tacos. Like I went to KC to my family reunion. They just thought they Mexican food out there was a bomb. I'm like, no, California Mexican food is the bomb. Twin be cooking. She's the mother of amazing twins. Just an amazing human being. So if nothing else, out of that, we learn policy. We learn how to oversee some budgets, put programs together. So how can you say that you can't when you've been doing it for other people is the question. Do you have a tribe of 2 or 3 people? Or are you looking for tribes that have polka dots and red hair like you? Or are you looking for kingdom people, no matter what their race or ethnicity is, they bring a skill set to the bigger vision God put on your life? Are you trying to start stuff when it has to be perfect and polished? Otherwise, you believe that you're a failure. When you can really just get started like I showed y'all, like I did, and continue to do with what I have in my hands. That's what this mentorship is all about. I'm talking to Dr. Chrissy right now. We talked earlier in Alabama, the one that helped me get my books and help my clients get their books pushed out to Amazon. And I get a KDP email. People are up all hours of the night. And I had to tell her today, because sometimes when you're a designer, you just do stuff and you think it's not a big deal. But when the Lord give me something to go back to that person, and I'm like, the fact that I met her online and I have not met her in person. We was trying our best to meet. She was going to drive from Alabama to Atlanta when I was there, but things did not pan out because that's how close we were able to get that close to meet each other in person. But the point is divine connections online. That tonight when we was talking, I said, I just want to let you know the things that you designed for me and for the world is still impacting lives. And I want to thank you. She have little kids and a whole husband, full-time mom at the house. And it took a lot of thought and skill. The people that I hang with, I love ChatGPT. I love it, like literally. But the people I hang out with, we are really good at writing. So the stuff she designed, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna put in a template and let this robot tell me. No, we put our heads together and we leverage that app, that ChatGPT, to structure things. Like, so our intellectual property, if we put a lot in there, it's gonna help a lot of you guys if you're not strong in writing. Maybe you're strong in something else. Maybe you are a strong writer. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying to you is some of you guys don't understand how you can get stuff out there by leveraging these tools called ChatGPT, by getting connected to the Dr. Chris's of the world, who's anointed and equipped to make all kinds of workbooks. But while you at work, she putting in work, you look up, you get off work. By the time you invest in that, baby, you got a whole book on Amazon that the world can see. Now, the next thing is, before you even get it out there, do you believe in what you're doing? Because you should be talking about it way before it's coming and letting people know how it's going to create value to your life and what way and how you taking them on the journey. Because some of y'all, you probably like, Tasha, that sounds great, but I don't know if I'm coming or going. I don't know if I can get on the phone and coach somebody or lead a one-to-many model like you teaching us to take one-to-many model, create community around the cause and take them step by step. You're doing it anyway as a soul worker. I understand that. So that probably could be the problem. You so burnt out with the human stuff. So I would take you in the program and say, let's build out your digital store. Let's get what you know, and you bring your library like your own Barnes and Noble, where you don't have a phone call with nobody. I'm showing you guys how to be a text coach. I have a couple of clients every single Friday. I'm checking in, their accountability, getting their stuff done. But part of what I'm doing on the mentorship, you get the whole you supported. So my ladies, the students don't come and say, well, every time I check in with her, it got to be about me building out my business and I don't want to show up because she's going to be disappointed because I never did whatever. No, that space deal in social work, we say we start where the client is at, right? So let's just say you had a good week in business. You got a couple of books out. You were able to, have a mental health booth somewhere or just anywhere out. You got your email list is growing where people want more information and they're starting to invest in themselves and all of this stuff. But then you having some personal issues with the kids or your spouse, right? Because in business and in life, the enemy is always trying to take you on this roller coaster so you can get distracted. And the key is you ride the waves and you always know that God is with you. He gave you everything that you need to fulfill the promises that he has placed on your life. If you don't have community and support to be on that journey with you, you go back to what's comfortable and what's normal, trying to be up all night with your friend and tell her your vision, but she's not a visionary. Her gift is something else. And so she's going to give you advice based on being safe and comfortable. Well, why don't you just go back and work at the insurance company? Why don't you, the group home is hiring, get a side hustle at the group home. You're not trying to get beat up by them kids and you're not trying to catch a case by beating them up back, right? You have all of these creative thoughts A creative mind is always racing. So you got to cultivate it so you can get rest. You don't have to launch everything all at once. Right now, what book do you think would be helpful for people that's struggling right now on different levels of not understanding even how to read the executive order? Right? ChatGPT, you can write out something that you know how to stay sane during these insane times, like for the people that believe they or how to, like I think I was gonna look and see if I ever finished it. Section 8 to 8 forms of income, right? Taking a power back. And you can have it written out for the 5th grade reader or whatever, something simple. So not saying they can't read, but just something bite-sized. Boom, boom, boom. You got this. You've been doing this. When I was telling y'all grandmas tonight, I said, who grandmas? Some of my kids is having a birthday party tonight. I went to my oldest grandbaby. She had a ceremony, honor roll, ceremony this morning at 8:15. And they got some things that they doing tonight. I said, oh, baby, grandma charging for, I told my daughter this morning, I said, oh, honey, I'm charging for everything. She said, well, can they come tonight? So that way, because they round the corner from the school. I said, yeah, for $100. She said, for real? Because, I be charging and turn around, put in a little annuity account or something and saving it back. That's why I'm telling you, grandma, y'all game goofy if you out there struggling and letting people wear you out. Charge folks. You got to get them prepared. And then they finna get their little nice, beautiful taxes, baby. You want dibs on that too. Because you ain't going to do nothing but get it and go shop for the grandkids anyway. But no, all seriously, they all should have annuities. How did I learn that? I'm not that bright with all of this stuff. I learned it from Sabrina at Legacy Business Hub, who really got me together with these life insurance policies. You see? So everybody walking in their gift and their abilities. Twin put Mark 4, 1 through 20. You are speaking on my reading today. God is amazing. Amongst people with the same mindset, positivity. Mark 4, 1 through 20. Okay. There's opportunities in the midst of obstacles. You said which one? Mark what? All of the things that we reflected on tonight. She's coming off. Sister girl came off. Did you say Mark 4, 1 through 20 is a passage from the New Testament of the Bible? In this passage, Jesus teaches by the sea, using the parable of the sower to explain different responses to the word of God. The seed represent the word, and the different types of soil represent different hearts. Again, let me see. 4, wait a minute. Let me get what you put. 4, 1 through 20? Okay. Did I get that one? Oh, okay. Hold on, girl. I'm gonna look. The parable of the sower. Okay, hold on. We're gonna break that one down. Twin is going up. You still teaching the classes? You do the Bible studies? Okay. Let me see. I broke it down. Okay, you said Mark. Okay, so Twin shared Mark 4, chapter 4, verses 1 through 20. She said, you are speaking on my reading today. God is amazing. Okay, so let's go ahead and summarize that chapter and see what we have, because the Lord is speaking during this hour. Be ye encouraged, because his will be done. No man will ever outsmart God. Folks, I don't care what kind of money, honey, or anything that they think they have, God will get the final say. And this, we have to remind ourselves of that. Okay, so in the story of Jesus telling a parable about a farmer who plants seeds, the seeds fall onto different types of ground, and each type of ground affects how the seeds grow. I love this parable. Oh, I love this. Some seeds fall on the path, and the birds eat them up. Some seeds fall on rocky ground, and they start to grow but quickly die because they have no roots. Woo! Come on, teach it, twin. All right. The third, some seeds fall among the thorns, and the thorns choke them so that they can't grow. Right? I can see relationships, right, that's choking you. All right. And some seeds fall on good soil. Somebody put in the comments, good soil, and they grow strong and produce lots of fruits. Amen, twin. Jesus explains that the seed represent God's message. The different types of soil represent how people respond to his message. Some people don't understand it. Some get excited but give up when things get hard. Some let other things get in the way. Some really listen, let it change their lives. But Jesus wants us to be like the good soil where God's message can grow and make us better. Oh, that was good, twin. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you. We're rooted and planted on good soil. We're not moving to the left. We're not getting concerned about the storms of this world. And let me just tell you guys, thank you so much, twin, for your obedience and sharing that. That is a powerful reminder, sisters. One of the things that I had out for us, we won't have time to do it because I want to be mindful of some of y'all time zones. But one of the things, and we can do this if the Lord say the same tomorrow, but we're talking about rising through obstacles together. And so I'll kind of go over some of this tomorrow. But pretty much we just, I had pulled up like the Fugitive Slave Act, something that we see in our history with Frederick Douglass and some other leaders, and how that's comparable to what we see now. And you see the power of prayer through all of these world issues, right? Because we are in spiritual warfare. So we're fighting spirits in high places. So when we try to fight in our own natural being and don't recognize that prayer is our weapon for the things that we're seeing, and we are supposed to get up and do what it is that's shaking us, right? It's almost like if you read the news and listen to the news, listen to the podcast, listen to this and listen to that, and you get saturated in. And just like Twin and I was reflecting back on our journey with that project, if you will, it really, really allowed us to meet one another, right? And it also allowed us to be stretched in our careers in different settings to realize that we are capable of even like the vision God has put on her heart to make a model that maybe she otherwise never was privy to, right? When you're raising kids and you're running around, dropping them off at daycare, trying to maintain your sanity, you don't even have time to recognize any abandoned buildings, right? But after you go through that, and I want to say most of us out of the Fab Five, because all five of us are still connected, a lot of us just, the Lord set us down for a while. Was it a couple of years? We did not miss any bills. I think Twin was blessed with a new car in that process, right? And so we were just saying, God knew through that project that we need some recovery. So when we see and witness how God does so much more with us with less, it's amazing how when I'm even coaching clients, they're like, I didn't never think that I can quit that second job. But now that I'm starting to find out that my spending and being fiscally irresponsible is because I'm always on the go, to the point that I'm sliding my debit card just superficially, over buying stuff that you already have in the cupboard, not making the decision between going to see Miss Crystal Clear and her son at her event versus going to Twins event. And instead of saying, you know what, I need to prioritize, even though my soul wants to experience both, but what does my budget say? Is that going to hold me back? So going back to that layaway model that some of us learn discipline in, right? So sometimes when you get older, you're like, I refuse. I know that's what my mom was saying when she, being the oldest girl, she, you know, you have a lot of hand-me-downs all your life. So when you get grown and raise your kids, you can't wait to just buy just everything you want, shoes, clothes, and everything. And then she, you know, then you go through a phase where like, okay, I got that out of my system. I really don't want this stuff. But it felt good to just go through that, right? So these are the things, and I think we'll just talk about, you know, more in depth tomorrow about rising through our obstacles together. We need one another more than ever. We need to be fasting and praying. We are just really, when you're looking at the historical context of how God brought us through, he brought others through all the way back when you're talking about the 1800s. The one thing that I can see, and I don't know if you guys can weigh in, that our prayer life has watered down through the generations. And when you think about and you look at like Fannie Lou Hamer and Frederick Douglass, you know, the fact that you had a lot of people fasting and praying, right? And they was standing together. Let me see what I have for us to think about. Let's see. Oh, okay. That was some good stuff. We can do this tomorrow. But basically, when I was talking earlier about the collective trauma and what this represents for some of us had seen our grandparents working for other people, cleaning their houses and toilets and all of this. And then you see, you know, so swiftly that what's taking place. For me, I think it's very, very important to kind of like have a space where you can vent and you can kind of talk about it. Because if you hold it in, and let's say you experience a Karen at work, and even though it's not really a Karen, and your mind is a Karen because you have some stuff stored in and you just can't wait, right? That's that person that's waiting for someone to just say something because you want to let out that steam. Have you experienced that where you just create conflict in your head, or you believe someone's staring at you, and it's really like all this collective stuff? And then for me, having a grandson that's 2, amen, be 3 in a week on next Sunday, just knowing that he's loaned to us. Your kids are loaned to you by the Lord. So he has plans for him. Jeremiah 29:11, like he loves them more than we can even phantom loving them. He will protect them. His will, his perfect will be done through our lives and through their lives. Right. And we have to stay rooted. And like we're reminded on Sunday with our pastor, like we are in spiritual warfare. You're not going to get through spiritual warfare with motivational self-talk. Right. We're going to fight and use our weapon of prayer. We're going to ask and go before the Lord and have him guide and order us. A lot of my clients and students, I call y'all students really, when you're in the class, you're learning. They're starting to go back to their Google Drives and revisit some things God gave them years ago. They're starting to feel like more clarity. They feel like, you know, if you go through a life of always doing things out of crisis and emergencies to survive. So now you see this and it's slapped in your face. Now you start to take what he gave you serious, right? So now your friends may not see you the whole time at the Super Bowl. You might be carving out your time more intentional, especially when I bring the students in. I'm like, you can't tell me you don't have time because I'm not going to let you do that. You have time for what you want to make time for. And so when you go back and forth with that, I'm like, okay, your vision, your bigger picture goals that God gave you is not big enough, and it's not something that you can really feel yourself in. So now you treating the gift like a glorified hobby. And so we kind of work through some of those mindset traps that kind of keep us halfway showing up, but then you keep showing up 1,000% over here. You have time, but we have to really get invested in the world is a mess right now. And God has entrusted you with the gift to answer some of the things that keep people up at night. Because I'm telling you, the world is in such an uproar. You don't know what to say and do. You know what I did today? And I think I'll post it in the morning. But I did it actually today. I was at the post office. Oh, I need to read that for Facebook. I'm sorry. Hold on. You guys probably didn't hear what she said. Okay. So, Care Bear, Miss Crystal Clear said the world is such in an uproar. You don't know what to say and do. Yeah. So she said she's an educator in St. Louis. She said the world is such in an uproar. She don't know what to say. You don't know what to say or what to do. And I was going to ask, what is the climate of your work? What is the climate of your work? Like, it's different to be in a grocery store, right? Because there's no vested interest. You get in and get out. You don't know the people. But when you say, I don't know what to do or what to say, like, is the secretary a red person and you like, you know, is it? I know for the support groups that we offer twice a month for teachers who serve special needs students, we had the second and third Friday. So that meant last Friday. I promise you I get my days mixed up for a while now. But our last time with the teachers and just with people that I know in general, even the elections alone, I've been made aware that some of my Hispanic families, friends, they said that they're like the only ones born here, and then they have parents and other siblings that's undocumented. And the fact that some of their family members voted red, it just ripped their family apart. Like, people didn't get together for Christmas. They didn't get together for New Year's. Kids are not playing, cousins is not playing with each other and going over each other's house. Like, I wasn't aware of that. And this is like educators and people in leadership roles that really is having a hard time because it's shifted. And now that these people who voted for them, right, it's like, I told you so. And now y'all want to cry. And then everybody trying to hide their kids. And like when I went to school this morning for the awards thing, you could see a marked decrease in Hispanic babies at the school today. And I'm like, some people like, do we go to the grocery store for them? In our local area, there's a swap meet. Is it called swap meet or the fleet? What is it called? Where you go like a swap meet, outdoor swap meet? And typically you can go out there and get all the goodies. Baby, they have the wholesale stuff. You go over the freeway to LA, they get the stuff wholesale. They willing and dealing. And baby, they be selling they electronics, beds, mattresses. Baby, they hustle is what it is. I'm not going to knock that. All on the LA freeways, Fresno freeways, oranges, flowers. They don't have to be Valentine's. And Valentine's next month, baby, they be on every corner hustling, doing what they do. And so Sunday, typically people go out there on Sundays and it was empty. Empty. They said the flea market is empty.
Mm-hmm. The stores.
The stores. They show, the Vallarta store.
Even the shelves were empty.
Wasn't nothing on the store, on the shelves?
No bread. Let's see, the main things was no bread, no egg. The milk was empty.
What store you went to?
I went to what's this one? By Dollar Tree and a Family Dollar.
The Mexican grocery store?
Mm-hmm.
By McDonald's?
Yeah.
See? Somebody posted on TikTok too. It's Like this young lady is a teacher in St. Louis, and she says she don't know what to say and what to do. It's just everything is in the uproar.
Mhm.
And you know, the sad part is like, you know, we in recovering from COVID, people was barely starting to try to come back outside, and you know, we seen a lot of social anxiety where people, even with the second round of whatever this COVID or whatever it is that hit us, this flu was nasty. And so now here you go, people going back to the house. I didn't realize in our local area, Twin, where people just, and I think we experienced that because we was there and then we went in for COVID for telehealth, but people literally have been in the house. Like, and I was trying to figure out, how did you survive? Because you still got to pay bills. But some of the people was on disability. They were sending their kids out to the store, the DoorDash people putting the stuff on the front porch, down to the mailbox. They putting keys through windows to have the neighbors go to the mailbox to get their mail out the mailbox. Like, a lot of people really have been closed off, sheltered. I don't even know if it's sheltered, but just really struggling.
Agoraphobic.
Agoraphobic. And for the whole time of COVID, which was how many years? 2? Was it 2?
I think it was 2, almost 3. No, yeah. Because the fear too was people scared to go out because they figure like it's all this germs and virus out there. They're scared to go out of contacting it too. So
because people was in the hospital, like a couple of people I know passed away from COVID.
and so coming back, and a lot of cases are being reported with this RSVP and the bird flu and all that. People are really scared.
Yeah, that's why
they're wearing masks more.
Yeah, I'm getting my mask back on because the bird flu, and this is my thing about too. I get highly I'm not like a conspiracy theorist, but you know, we live long enough to know. I don't want y'all baskets and baskets of free eggs. Like, where are they coming from, and why do you always bring them to our community? You don't care about us. Same thing with the COVID shots. Y'all going around LA to the projects telling these people that if you get the COVID shot, we're gonna give you basketball tickets at the stadium. So it's so obvious. Like, you can't even trick us on the under. This is blatant. When have you cared that we're gonna infect your people that come through the high-speed rail for the people from the suburbia go downtown LA? That the chances of us gonna see them to infect your people. So it ain't even about like, oh, let's protect them ninjas so they don't infect our YT, because these two different worlds. There's so when Peanut was calling it, they was telling me like they was hitting them with like trying to hire community people to knock on the door because they figure they gonna trust them.
But then what about here? They was offering gift cards if you go get it.
Gift cards. Come on now, please.
They was offering gift cards from Target, Walmart, and other ones if you go get the COVID. So they're taking us back to the Tahiti experiment. Here we go again. Martinez. So
Yep.
where are we in?
Yep. It's all repeating itself. So that's true. And a lot of people getting cancer and stuff. So we just have to be mindful and prayerful. Just because something trending, you guys hear me say the same people that sell the panic, sell the pill. Y'all know when these people in other high places, as they think, get these shots for COVID and stuff, that's not the same stuff they bring in our communities. So just be wise. Don't operate in fear at all. And we're going to pull our scripture up. And I pray that you guys really take this moment, this experience that God saw fit for you to be a part of. And we are all making history. We are all making history, whether we are moving our feet, resting, starting to think more kingdom-minded, not letting fear dominate us anymore. You guys see a lot of people are getting us ready to strategize around the boycott with some of the folks that we are going to be doing that work with. It's time out for having stuff for convenience. This is going to help us to be financially responsible, very disciplined, very focused. Because if you continue to spend with people that don't celebrate us. They want our money. They want everything about what we bring, but they don't want us. And some of us is still healing from other rejections on our childhood. And so there's no reason for you to reinforce injury by allowing an oppressive racist system to do the same to you, because you are way more valuable. You are. And this is an opportunity for you to really show up for yourself and understand trouble don't last always. I have been playing games with my gift. And Lord, I apologize. You gave me these multiple gifts and ideas and talents. Maybe you have the gift of administration. You the organizer at the office or in your family. There's no two ways about it. Like, you have to really understand, what is God speaking to me in this hour? Don't you want your fire back? Don't you want, the part of you that used to laugh a lot and giggle and you wasn't so uptight, right? You can get lost in the mall just window shopping without the urge to go max out anything. You can get all these credit card offers in the mail, like I'm finna shred a lot of this mail, and not be so antsy to try to get more money to go in more debt, because you are a mature human being and you starting to see yourself when fires happen in your community. They like, who is this crystal clear teacher? Wow, she came in blessed with $100,000. She's a private donor. Don't even want her name on the thing. Go forth, buy all the backpacks and the clothes and the shoes for the kids back to school. I don't need the cameras up my face. Can you trust God to the capacity that he loved us so much that through all the pain, me and Twin was reflecting back? And go through that process, because when you guys was with me yesterday and I had that meeting, I got a packet and we did some separation conversations. I talked to the person who I leased the space from, but I'm doing the it said I had misinformation on my live. Are you guys on the email list? Hey, Ambi, Vammy. Okay. I'm going to put y'all on the email list. I'm going to show you Twin. It's been great. I'm going to close down Facebook, but go ahead and hit the link. Make sure you're on the email community, because I will not play games with business meetings around the app trying to push agendas. The keyboard gangsters reporting stuff based on the agenda that they're pushing. It's a whole team of them. I'm not going to give them all the glory and all the attention that they need. That's their mama's job. They should have got that 0 to 3. That's not my job. So I'm going to always encourage you guys, when I'm mentoring and guiding you in anything God has put in you to do, we do not rely on these apps. We're going to leverage them, but we do not rely on them. You're not going to have somebody telling you what to speak. We've been free long time ago. Long time ago. So a couple of things coming up. Facebook, I'm going to put this over here. Go ahead and get on in the email community. We are working on our self-forgiveness. Thank you so much for contributing. It's been a pleasure, Facebook, and we will see you in YouTube. There is a link. Get on the email list so you can get your free journal and start your intentional living. All right. I'm going to say good night to you guys over there.